Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an amazing English story that will help you improve your listening, learn new words, and practice English. So grab your headphones, relax, and let's dive in. The story of Robert Downey Jr. is not just about fame, it's a story about losing yourself and then finding a reason to come back. It begins, as most stories do, in light. A young man born into the world of cinema, a child of actors, raised among cameras, laughter, and the quiet chaos behind the curtain. From the start, he seemed destined for greatness. A face full of charm, a voice that carried both confidence and pain. But destiny has its own sense of irony. The same world that gave him everything slowly began to take it away. Fame arrived early, and with it, the illusions of control. Behind the smiles and red carpets, there was a restless mind, constantly searching for meaning in the noise. And when he couldn't find it, he began to drift. Addiction was not sudden. It was quiet at first. A glass here, a line there. A habit that felt harmless until it was. Hollywood watched as he slowly disappeared, film by film, arrest by arrest. He went from a rising star to a tragic headline. And yet, even at his lowest, there was something in his eyes, a flicker of life, like a candle refusing to go out. He once said, "Remember that just because you hit bottom doesn't mean you have to stay there." Those words would later define him. But before redemption came, there was silence. Years where he was alone, watching the pieces of his life scatter. The phone stopped ringing. Studios closed their doors. Friends drifted away. And still, somewhere inside, the same boy who once stood in front of the camera remained, tired, broken, but waiting. Recovery doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens slowly, painfully, like waking up after years of dreaming. He found help, but more than that, he found discipline. He rebuilt his body, his mind, his habits. He learned that talent is a gift, but survival is a skill. He faced himself without applause, without audience, just the quiet confrontation between who he was and who he wanted to be. When he returned, Hollywood wasn't waiting for him with open arms. He had to prove himself again. Every role was a test, every scene, a chance to show he could be trusted. And then came Tony Stark. Iron Man wasn't just a movie role. It was a reflection, a man of genius, trapped by his own ego and demons, learning to rebuild himself piece by piece. Downey didn't play Stark, he lived him. The audience saw not just a hero in armor, but a man who had looked into the abyss and found a way back. In that performance, fiction and reality blurred. Tony Stark's redemption was Robert Downey Jr.'s own. But even success doesn't erase the past, it reshapes it. He often speaks about gratitude, about humility, about the cost of being given a second chance. He jokes easily, smiles often, but behind that brightness is awareness, the kind that only comes from surviving yourself. He knows how fragile control is, how easily it slips through your fingers when you stop paying attention. His story isn't about perfection, it's about persistence, about waking up each day and choosing not to fall back. About accepting that pain doesn't disappear, it transforms. And that maybe in some quiet way, the scars are the proof that you made it through. There's something deeply human about his journey, the idea that we all fall, that we all break, but that some of us learn to build something stronger from the ruins. He became not just a movie star, but a symbol not of invincibility, but of resilience. He showed that redemption isn't a miracle, it's work, and that even when the world doubts you, you can still write your own ending. Now when you see him confident, centered, alive, it's easy to forget the man he once was, the mugshots, the empty rooms, the lost years, but maybe that's the beauty of it. He carries his past not as a weight, but as a reminder. That no matter how far you fall, there's always a way back if you're willing to face yourself. The applause fades, the lights go out, the world moves on. But somewhere inside that calm, charming voice, there's still the echo of a man who once stood on the edge and refused to jump. And maybe that's the lesson, not how to win, but how to keep standing when everything else tells you to fall.